Hi folks, hi guys, hi everyone. This week I did one of the very early videos, it was well over a year ago, was about getting in late and leaving early for a scene. I think it's worth revisiting because we all are better writers. I'm a better writer now than I was back then. And the video wasn't the best quality. I didn't have a little mic on the side of my camera, which is a phone. And just the production wasn't good, so I thought it's worth revisiting. Okay, so when you're writing a scene, how I would go about it, I would just write the scene, vomit draft it if you like. I've had a video a couple of weeks ago, which I'll link at the end, saying writing better scenes. It talks about the planning, the world before and after, what a scene needs to do and things it should achieve. So you write your scene. And let's make a scene up now between us. So Harry pulls up, reaches into his glove box, gets his gun out, turns the car off, gets out, closes the car, walks across the car park, walks in, there's a lady on the phone, and he walks up to the desk of it's a little motel like the Bates Motel, walks up and says, "Hi, I'm looking for someone." And she said, "Are you travelling with someone? Have they booked in already?" He goes, No, a couple of weeks ago, I believe a lady stayed here. She goes, "Sorry, we can't talk about our guests." And they go back and forth for a bit. And then maybe Harry threatens her with the gun or something. Now, we can shorten that up. We maybe break it into two scenes. If we already know that Harry carries a gun, so we may know that from a previous scene, so we don't need to see him get it out of the glove box. So we'll assume that we've seen in other scenes that we know Harry carries a gun. So we can actually just, if we're going to cut it really short, just go to the roughing up part. So we just cut to this woman's face being pressed against the counter and a gun held to it. And off camera, we hear Harry saying, "Are you sure you want to stick to that company policy about not telling me if a woman was here 2 weeks ago? Is privacy that important to you?" Bad dialogue, but something around that. Or something like, "I'll look it up myself. Just tell me where you keep the book." And the woman over there. So he lets her up, she's all shocked, he goes over, flicks through, rips a page out, puts it in his pocket, and then we just see his car pulling out of the motel. So we know the motel. Maybe we've seen that character before when the lady character booked in. So just seeing her face pressed against the counter with a gun against it lets us know who it is, and we know Harry carries a gun. So we've pressed that right down to a very small scene. So yeah, we can make it really short. So we don't even have to see Harry gets it, rips a page out of the book, and then we cut out again. So we don't even have to see him travel back to his car. We could maybe do that shot of seeing him travel out, but if we rip it out and we see Harry in another scene, we know that he's got in the car and driven off. So we take more and more out to condense it. So Harry doesn't walk across the car park, he just starts with a gun held to a head. Or don't have people walk across rooms. That's the other one. People always have a door open and he walks up to the room and there's someone at a counter or the shop assistant, or he walks through a crowd to order his coffee. Don't start at the coffee. Start with the queue. Start with him putting his order in. Get rid of people walking, traveling. The walking down the street thing, I've written it once and I actually thought it was necessary because the walking for me was necessary. In Amy, there's a character called Isaac. He's he's one of those white guys that's fairly affluent in his early 20s, but wants to be a gangster. So but he doesn't want to live like a gangster lifestyle, but he still does crime and things, but he doesn't, he lives nice. He lives in his lovely middle-class suburban top world. And the opening scene is him walking down the street, dressed a little bit gangster, a bit too much jewelry for a guy like him. And there's, well-dressed women walking past, and he's looking through the window of a cafe, checking out if there's a seat available, and his phone rings, and then he starts talking to Amy, who lives in a lower socioeconomic environment, and she sells drugs to make a living. But he's always managed to get her money, always managed to get drugs for her that she could sell on the sneaky behind her boss's back. That's how they know each other. We don't even have to know how they met. It might seem a little bit incongruent that they actually know each other, but they do. But I had him walk because I needed this gangstery guy to be shown in a semi-affluent environment without someone having to say to him later on, well, you've got money because you live out in Burbank, or I don't even know if Burbank's good. You live in the Hills District. So we had to I just did that visually by having him in the street. Then you could also guerrilla that shot. So from a budget point of view, Amy's a very cheap script to make. So he's just standing in the street on a mobile phone. There's no two people. If you're filming that in London, you'd actually be allowed to film it because you've got a sound guy, a camera guy, and a single actor, which means there's no permits involved as well, and that would be the same in most cities. So you could guerrilla that shot. So that's why I wrote that way. But you don't have people walk, don't have people stand around, don't have people browse, don't have people wake up in bed and check their alarm clock and do a montage. Get straight to the point, and you get out as soon as the point is made. That's the other part. I spoke about all the setups. Get out as soon as a point is made. Don't film someone leaving a room. And that's all the soap opera stuff. Someone leaves and the other actor goes and looks away. Why? Yeah, so it makes it easy to cut for ads. You've got 2 seconds. You can play with your ad space either side. Just get out. As soon as the argument's finished, end that person with a devastating line. Don't wait for the other person's reaction unless the reaction is the end of the scene. Cut the scene as fast as you can. Fawlty Towers, I don't know if everyone's watched it, but it was the British show written by John Cleese and Connie Booth. Andrew Sachs was in it, Penella Scales. 4 cast was the main cast. Brilliant. Only 12 episodes ever made. And he'd say for his 60-minute show, they would write 75 to 90 pages and be brutal with the editing. They would cut. So the jokes were so dense. They'd get into a scene super late and leave super early. It would just be bang, 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 bang. And that's what you have to do. We have to get out as fast as we can and get in as late as possible. You can always add, but if it's there and when people read it, it will slow your script down. It will feel bloated. There's a lot of stuff here that isn't needed. Every single second in your movie has to give information to someone about something. That's basically it. Okay, until next time, if you'd be so kind to do the things. It's been great. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. The guru gods of the algorithm of YouTube does punish people for not watching all the way to the end. So until next time, thank you for that and keep writing. Bye.